Hey everybody, good morning. It's a Saturday, September 29th, 2013. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about in my videos half the time until I'm walking out with the camera, but that's what makes my videos so just, I don't know, off the top of my head. And first off, so I want to apologize to some people for some of the things that I say. I've had certain comments that I've made during my videos where I perhaps don't quite clarify what I mean, or I don't say it in a way that, I may say it in a way that seems threatening, but it's never intended to be that way. And that's just what happens when you're talking without any reference or papers. But I just wanted to say that I'm totally full of shit. And I know that. And that's okay, because every one of us is totally full of shit to someone. What I mean by that is that when someone resonates with you, then you're in agreement with them. When they don't, then they're full of shit. And I feel like in society today, we're trying so hard to justify ourselves to one another, to prove our points, to where if we if you make a YouTube video and you're putting out there your opinion and someone disagrees with it and you get all pissed off at them about it, then, maybe you should just keep your opinions to yourself. But it's hard not to get slightly annoyed when people don't even know what they're talking about. And they, for example, I made a video about Monsanto a while back. And it was about the bill that was signed into the Monsanto Protection Act. And I was just angry because of what I read about it, and I had a person come there and they went on for this was 2 days ago, they went on for 20 comments talking about, back and forth talking about how great Monsanto was. And I urge anyone to go to that video of mine and check it out so you can see what they said. But they're throwing out all these facts and figures about how great Monsanto is and all the great things they've done for the world, and how they're helping to feed the hungry, and without it we'd be screwed. And I said, maybe if people were really getting fed, that would be one thing, but they're not. It's about corporations, it's about power, it's about money. It's not about helping people, and that's the problem. But this person, I've never accused anyone of being a shill. This is the first person I've ever actually spoken with that I believe may have been a shill. I asked them straight out, do you work for Monsanto? And they said no, but it wouldn't matter if I did. That was it. But the whole comments section was basically loaded with bullshit about how great the things that they're doing are, and how it's a misconception that the Monsanto Protection Act is actually here to help the farmers. The person has a lot of balls. So I went to their channel to see who they are. I'm not going to accuse someone of being a shill. I hate it when people do that. I went to their channel, they had no subscribers, no videos, no comments, no nothing, no information. Some random name. And so it makes me wonder, I was like, why are you so passionate about defending Monsanto? I've never met anybody, but at the same time, I have to consider their angle. It's only right for me to do that. Otherwise, I'm just full of shit like everyone else, and I'm just talking out my ass. There's nothing that annoys me more than seeing some video that's, propping up something that isn't true, that people are making up, and then they defend it to the teeth, and you can't really argue with the person about something they believe strongly. But I had to consider this person's point of view. Is Monsanto helping? Because I say that that's what people should do, is that they should be open-minded and not close everybody out. So what else do you do? I can only look into something so deep. We only know so much. I finally got to the point where I said, look, a majority of the people I've spoken with resonate with this, that it's wrong, and that food should not be patented, and that it shouldn't be messed with, and that this should be for the benefit of all, and who knows what it's going to do to future crops. Oh, and they were saying cross-pollination is okay, that it doesn't hurt anything, and there's been no proven cases of cancer from GMOs, and on and on and on. So here's a person speaking of, basically saying everything that would appear to be bullshit. But I, as a person, it's my responsibility to go research that and find out. I still don't agree with them, but that's kind of the point the case in point to what I mean about, people defending their point strongly. I put my opinion out there, and someone disagreed with it, and that's fine. Except for, I know that they didn't have the full picture. They weren't putting out the full picture. Monsanto is so obviously an evil entity, a horrible corporation. The things that they're doing are just beyond me. And it's not the idea of improving food that bothers me. I mean, playing God with food is not the biggest issue here for me. It's not doing adequate research, and it's patenting seeds and banishing farmers for doing... Did you know that in India they have a place called the Suicide Belt, where I believe it was 125,000, maybe it was 225,000, I think it was around 200,000 Indian farmers have committed suicide. And they average like 100 a month, or sorry, 1,000 a month or something like that right now, like in this area. And they're claiming it's traced back to Monsanto and their crappy, seeds that are supposed to be resistant to pests and whatnot. But the truth is that there were a lot of suicides from farmers going on there before that. And so we can't really, sitting behind our computers, say whether or not it's a weather-related issue or if it's a GMO-related issue. We're constantly bombarded with all this information that claims to be the fact. So we all deserve to know, but we all owe it to ourselves to look into it a little bit deeper. And if we're full of shit, to admit it. So I'm always welcoming people to call me out on things I say, because I want to learn. I'm not here to prove myself or stroke my ego. I'm here to learn. I know who I am. So that's all I got. I could go on and on, but then my video will be like 20 minutes long, so better end it there. Peace.